that you told in the break, that talking about perspective is usually connected today with a claim of being critical. So if you say spectacle, you make already clear that you are a critic of the spectacle and that you are aware of the problems the spectacle bears. And she says that the problem of this discourse is that it's
Hi everyone, and actually listening to all of you all from three is very emotional that I want to be what I am actually, this Suresh Kumar or something like that, you know. But unfortunately I stick to what I actually promised or what I proposed, that I'll be like a Professor GSK, this is the alter ego of mine. So I'll be Professor GSK now, and so I will not get emotional and I stick to all points. Which is because after listening to your initiatives and your contributions, it's really tempting to be Suresh, you know. Not really. So
please, Professor.
I mean, this is what happens because I'm already, I mean, this as both as professor and Suresh is already touched with this invitation of coming all the way from India to this place and being Stuttgart with you all, you know. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you might have seen if somebody who would be in this institution already might have formed some text or some speeches about this Professor GSK talking about something called, and also Bernhard introduced about this project called Samuha. Samuha means actually the very idea of coming together, you know, like us today. This is a mass, actually, it means a mass. So this was a project by Suresh actually, and he initiated this project exactly 4 years back. At the same time, and actually during this exact days, the first artist who was invited and given over the space to do our exhibition, and that was the first exhibition after finishing a school or something like that. So this was how it was conceived. You know? So I'll not get into the details of what is Samuha here, but because I did a website which is still not paid, so we don't have it in our name. The website doesn't have it in our name. It is still, I mean, it says samuha.wiki. something, etc.
If you can find it on Google.
Yeah. So basically, and as Professor and Bernhard discussed, that we'll be only talking about these two aspects of Samuha. One is this financial model, and the financial aspect of it, how money was involved and where the money came and how we spend with money and things like that. Model, yeah. And then this birth of handyman. So there was an alter ego. Maybe you might have seen some pictures in the guest room with this red dress guy. You know? So this birth of this handyman during the beginning of the project when it was implemented. So these are the two aspects actually which are actually at this table, which is much more relevant. That's what we felt, and so we talk about this because, yeah. So about this financial model, what actually is very interesting and what is something very funny and hilarious is that they would put up this financial Excel sheet on the website first, you know, before anything, before the concept note, before the visionary statement or anything. They would put up this model that how much a member, to be a member, one has to pay and how much one you benefit from out of it, you know. So they were offering 17 days of exhibition space, which is like 1,600 square feet.
17 or 17?
17 days.
Okay.
So that's divided 20 artists in 1 year time. 365 divided by 17. So for that 17 days, actually one member, if you want to be a member, one has to pay like $2,000 a month, 2,000 rupees a month. And then you would get certain benefits out of it. Like you get a space, which is actually in terms of real estate, it's cheaper than rented galleries. Like you can, there are models in India that you can rent an exhibition space. You know, if you want to be an independent artist or you want to be a self-curated artist, you can still rent a space in a little like a rough house, a townhouse, and things like that, and you can still exhibit. So that model, so that was as a real estate, it was cheaper than the existing models. And there was also they were providing a projector, which is like 17 days you can use for any number of hours. You know. And you could do anything with in the walls, about the walls, you can draw on the walls, you can do anything, even you could actually break the wall also, but you have to rebuild it again. So if you want to paint on the walls, yes, fine, but you have to whitewash it again at the end of your term. So you could do anything literally. So it was really exhibition space. Because otherwise the state-run galleries which gives for artists a nominal price, you are not supposed to touch walls. You can hang on the walls and you can place objects on the pedestal but not to do anything with it. You can't do paste, you can't put a pedestal tape on the wall, or you can't mark the floor, nothing. So this was the way what they were offering. And also they were offering an assistance of hired person, like a facilitator who was there. He was the only paid, so the salary of that person comes from this members' money. And there was this birth of his handyman, so his contribution, as a facilitator also counts into that account. He's not paid. And yeah, so these are the things that actually they were offering for their members. So this guy, Suresh, goes on all over the city meeting artists, important artists, and different people from different fields to approach for becoming members, because there is this money involved. It's not a curatorial project. He didn't select these artists or members on the hierarchy of the practice or their status or something like that. They just made sure that it's not the graduates, because the students shouldn't get into trouble. So that anybody who's out of art school were eligible to be a member, whatever the seniority or something like that. So I believe in the end that the oldest member was something like 65 years or 70 years, and the youngest was like 22 years. So there was a age. And the practice didn't matter at all, but if at all they want to show something in that space, that's it. And these things are important because why this money comes there, because it's not a curated one, and they didn't raise funds for this project. They only wanted to see whether if this model can run only from contributing from the membership. At one stage, they even proposed that instead of 2,000, they would ask another 1,000 more, so that during the exhibition, before 1 week or 15 days, you would get like saved money. Like suppose you are a member who wants to exhibit today, so that artists will get 15 months in advance this 24,000 extra like cash, so that they can really feel not burdened of not having cash at the time of the exhibition. So then a lot of young members, maybe they felt that the 3,000 paying 3,000 a month is like a lot. So then they stuck to the basics, like how much you spend, how much you give, and that's what you get. So it's not this kind of cheap fund model or microfinance and things like that. So it was very well sorted out with this money issue. And since I also said it was not ideological, the coming together was nothing to do with any ideology at all. So there's no that you didn't look for a common-minded people or anything. Anybody could do it, I think. So as I said, there was a painter, there was an installation artist, there was a video artist, there was performance artist. It could be anything. Yeah. So and also this money factor also becomes a reason for somebody who didn't believe in this project, wanted to say no on his face. So they said, I don't have money, It was also the possibility that you can also say no, because you can easily say, like a gallerist, one of the important India's gallerists, when he approached this gallerist lady, she's like one full-time, a very important gallerist. So she said she doesn't have money for this project. She doesn't want to be. So it's not that the Suresh didn't want these institutional people like gallerists or art school or somebody that doesn't want to be part of it. So the innovation was that everyone can come together, without any of our institutional hierarchies or practicing hierarchies, things like that.
So just to understand, so if somebody didn't have the money, he could not be present.
Yeah.
No matter what the status was. It was only about the financial.
Yeah, financial. So this is the only thing that what we call it as a cooperative or collective. So there's no ideology that we are not telling that we believe in some great fundas, we do some revolution, nothing. Just this. You have money and you want to exhibit something.
So, but it didn't even have to be art in that sense.
No, you could also bring and sell something also there.
You could present some kind of new car model.
Yeah, sure. But actually we're on the 4th floor, and we didn't we were on the 4th floor,
Okay.
And we didn't have an elevator.
Okay.
And we were under the asbestos,
Okay.
things like that.
So, sorry, is it like a cooperative model? Or
Yeah.
Okay. So it was like
So
so
financial cooperative.
there was like you shared. Yeah, but there was like you didn't make any profits.
No.
So it's cooperative.
Yeah. And if I think I remember that when Suresh had met, he said that there's only one lot which was sold in money at a time. So they didn't have, even before the launch, they didn't claim that there should be a percentage going into the collective or something like that. Because the money what you're spending is like what you get benefit out of it. So there's only one painting sold, and the artist get, I think he got the full money. Anyway. So there was no meeting called, I think. And also he maintained the secrecy of who is going to be member or not until the last day of the project. So nobody knows that if Bernhard is member already to someone, because people really 8 months for him to get a physical space, subsidized space, and to get this project going. Otherwise, it would have been only as a concept for 8 months. And because for that 8 months, what he was looking for is not for the membership, because he would have done even with 4 members also. You know, what he was looking for was the space. So when we are talking about this institution, and he always went to the institutions. So he didn't want like somebody like giving it as a charity that he use this project space and he will be great for nothing. So I think they were bargaining about the subsidized space in an existing institution, which are really not so functional. Like art schools, they have, for example, galleries, but they are showing some crack work. You know, that no people are going to see the same. And there are some bodies like cultural bodies which actually get a lot of subsidy from the government even now, but they're old enough that they don't do activities. They're just renting out the spaces. So there are theaters, there are galleries, everyone are renting it out, you know, rather than initiating something or curating something. So they went on asking from a municipal city park to art school, very studied, you know. So he takes this proposal to his own art school, very studied, you know. I think so. So he was rejected everywhere, and then on this website. So they propose whatever the letters there is to write for this, people asking for this, and there is to go onto the website. For that, for only reason that others can use this model, how to write a letter to this institution, something like that. You know? So things like that, making it so accessible, you know. Because a lot of people don't know to write in English also, to addressing this commissioner or an art school director or something like that, you know. Yeah, so this was the model actually we worked on. So now I think if there's no questions about this financial model, I can go to this, the birth of this hand-in-hand.
Yeah, so it would mean as a member, I pay every month 2,000 rupees,
Yeah.
but I can use the space only for 17 days.
As a slot, as a calendar, which is assigned to you, depending on the individual.
But I pay for the whole
In a
year,
year.
but I just use it these 17
17 days.
days
So
for my
basically-
own presentation.
Yeah, basically you're paying 24,000 rupees and you get 17 days of space. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's little more than 1,000 rupees. And the projector per day costs 1,000 rupees to rent. So you already done it for money.
So that means that with 25 members,
20 members.
okay, and 20 members,
20 members into 17 days. It's 65 days.
so you have like few days in between.
Yeah, there's 1 day is to whitewash and clean the space from an artist to an artist. And you could sell, you as a member, you could take the slot and you could also sell it to somebody. At 17 days, you can sell it to some 4 people, 5 people, to your friends or anybody. We don't bother about your selling it out to anybody.
And was there, well, maybe it's come to that, so just go on. Last question.
Who got the money?
So there was, I think they created an account, joint account. Suresh and this other girl, Archana Prasad, she was also a co-founder, member.
I don't think that maybe the institution itself, the art institution or the Kunstverein could be or is the place of activism, but it could have a relation, because activism probably gives a street and not the Kunstverein, but what kinds of relationships are possible between them? So these are all things we are dealing with, and this field of institutional critique, which probably is an issue of the 60s, maybe we should go back to think about how that happened and what are we talking about, what actually is this art institution and where does it come from?